the lineup was a typical Moyes lineup when he gets told off for being too defensive. It was a brilliant lineup. It's probably what everyone wanted for a lineup. And then I know what people are going to say is they're going to go, oh well, look, you got your lineup and you still ended up losing. Yeah, it's because mate, you can throw 11 players on the pitch, but without an actual manager that makes patterns and trains you right on the week, it's just going to fall apart. But go on, I'll let you go.
I think Ariola had a good game. I don't think he played bad. I think he made 2 amazing saves in the first half. Defensively, I think we were fucking awful. Again, we had the centre backs falling over each other, trying to scramble and get the ball. We didn't really seem to have an answer to get it back up the pitch. And I don't know, we looked really weak. Like you said, we looked weak-wristed. We didn't seem to have any set idea as to what we were doing. I very much think it was just the fact that, go on then, go do it then. And I think that's just kind of what he's done. And like the criticism midweek from him with the fucking interviews and that, I just think this performance, 2-0 against Forrest, is utter bollocks, mate. And the Phillips card, the second yellow, by the way, have you seen it?
Yeah, so I saw both the yellows because I watched the game.
I'm not sure about the second one. How much contact does he actually make?
I didn't see the first yellow. The second one's a yellow.
Mate, I think he touches his toe there, and like he goes down like he's been fucking shot. And you sit there and you go,
where does Phillips hit him?
He goes down like he's been shot by
but
his
also, right, it's his second yellow just after he's been carded. Now, how many times
it's not on the ground before we start. I can see his fucking face. This is the problem.
How many times?
Because his feet's on the fucking
How many times, right?
It is a foul.
How many times this year have we seen a tackle like that?
2 seconds. The ball's at shoulder height, right? It's a high ball. They're both doing it. It's a 50-50. What the fuck are you on about? That his foot's not on the ground. It's a 50-50. What's he meant to do? Not go for it. If you're holding it... No, he doesn't.
He doesn't catch him, okay. You're right. I forgot you're right. He doesn't catch him. If this was a game, again, if that was a foul against you, you're saying it is. I'm sorry, I'm not having that.
No, never.
He doesn't make enough contact, mate.
I'm just not. It's not a yellow.
We've been through this off camera about our challenges where you have said this is a foul.
Like what?
How is that not?
How
a
many
foul?
challenges though as well?
Like what?
Where we've seen a tackle, we've seen a midfielder or a player get a yellow card, right? And then they make a tackle. Like for me, he makes fuck all contact. I wouldn't give a yellow for it. The only one who's just been carded, and you're giving him a straight yellow for it as well. I have a word.
So I don't have a problem with that because I personally think if the referee thinks they're both yellows, they're both yellows.
Mate. How many times has it happened?
The first yellow wasn't particularly. Yeah, but the first yellow wasn't particularly a yellow, and the second one wasn't a yellow. It's just I don't understand. What's a holding midfielder meant to do? Not go for a ball? You're shaking your head. What's he meant to do? Not go for the ball?
Did he get near the ball?
What do you mean? Did he get near the ball? Yeah, of course
he did. Did he get near the ball?
Yes.
Right. So if the ball is shoulder height, which you have just said.
No, you're right. He decided to try and kick more and gives his leg without the ball. That's what he was doing. He wanted a second yellow.
The ball wasn't there. The ball had already basically
So what are you thinking? So sorry, what are you think? Let's delve into your ego. Let's delve into your psyche. What's he trying to do then?
Right. So he is trying to win the ball. I'm not declaring that he's not trying to win the ball, but he still catches him.
I think the contact
still catches him. I'm sticking with that's a yellow. He still catches him.
Fucking.
I think for me, it's very weak-wristed. If that's a yellow,
go on, clip it. That's absolutely fine. All I'm saying is, there's been so many fouls this season where they have been given as yellows, and we've not batted a fucking eyelid. But as soon as it's against a fucking West Ham player, it's a stupid opinion apparently.
See, no. If it's light touch, mate, no, it's not because if it's light touch, I mention it every time. If it's a light touch yellow. I don't agree. Light touch yellows are bollocks.
But it's still above the thigh.
Gavin, if I
put his foot up there.
If I kick you in the toe and you roll over like I've just fucking chokeslammed you, mate, it's not a card. This is meant to be a contact sport, and instead it's becoming this Nancy ass piece of shit where basically it's all right to roll over as long as you're winning the game, mate. It's a load of bollocks, mate. There's no way that's a yellow.
I am not saying the way that Morgan Gibbs-White went on after it was okay. He shouldn't have rolled about like that. He is still being caught. He doesn't need to roll about like that. 100% agree. But it's still a yellow. I don't think the reason it was a yellow was because and he got fucking sniped.
For me,
I'm
right, if he kicks him directly in the shin, right, when he goes for that ball and he makes flat contact with the shin, right, I'd give that as a yellow. He touches him on the toe, mate. I can't. I like.
But they've always been given. I get what you're saying, and I agree that there's no contact allowed in this fucking sport anymore because there was a challenge with Saka and somebody went shoulder to shoulder and it was a foul. So I agree with that. But those challenges have always been given as a foul.
I just
And
hate
some
them.
of them have always
I never
been
said it
given as
wasn't
a
a foul.
yellow.
2 cents, sorry. I never said it wasn't a foul. I agree.
I just
I
don't think
didn't
it's a
see-
card. If you
It's
give it
not
a
a yellow.
If you listen to what I said instead of jumping on the first thing I said,
No, I
it's
did.
always been given as a foul, and some of them do get given as a yellow.
Right.
I just
Which
think
I think
straight
that one is a
after-
yellow. It's not the case that shit this season that they're given
Convenient.
as a yellow. They're always been given as a yellow. Of course, it's
Do you
convenient.
not think though, straight after an initial yellow for something that fucking light as well, for it to, because you know you're saying if you're the ref, right? He's just given him a yellow. He's made fuck all contact. It is a foul. All right, it is a foul. But he's made next to no contact. Are you seriously going right? Well, that's worth him going off. No way, surely. This used to be the game where fucking Gascoigne got his bollocks grabbed by Vinnie Jones, and now it's a game where if I whisper it, you're going to fall over. Like it's mental. And but I get what you mean if he's a West Ham player, but like
I'm
I
not
know,
agreeing
we've noticed
with
it
the
more when
rule
it's my
about. I'm not
team.
saying that.
No, but I mean the card as well, though, mate. I don't see it being a yellow.
There's an argument
it's
for it not being a yellow, and there's an argument for it being a yellow. And I edge towards it being a yellow. I think the foot's elevated. He has made slight contact, and it is above where they want to have yellow cards.
I think the biggest problem then is fair enough. Us two can have different opinions on it, but I seriously think we need some sort of clarification from refs then because they don't have
It
fucking
just
clue.
means defensive midfielders can't go for a ball anymore that's above hip height.
Well, it just means it's
What's
not
the point?
contact then. We're basically playing tag rugby with a ball on the floor.
Because
Like,
the thing
it's-
is, my argument would be, right, is if Calvin Phillips goes in there with his head rather than his foot, because he obviously can't make contact, otherwise it would be a yellow, right? Clearly, because refs have given this. Is if he goes in with his head and Morgan Gibbs White gets the ball, but he follows through on Calvin Phillips' head and scrapes his head, it's not a yellow. And it's not a foul because
he's gone for the ball.
Gibbs White gets
He's
the ball.
went down. Because he's went down for it, yes, I
I'm saying
agree.
if it was a reverse situation and Calvin Phillips can't use his foot because it's obviously a yellow, right? And he uses his head, say, right? Because he can't use anything else. He can't use his hand, can he? And just Maradona it. So he goes in with his head. He misses the ball, and Morgan Gibbs White gets the ball, and on the follow through, say he taps his head at the back of his head. He's not given as a yellow because Morgan Gibbs White gets the ball first because it's a 50-50.
I don't see it
Refs
as
don't
being a
give
card.
that. So
and I think
why are they giving it as a yellow for a foot that I've seen stills? I don't think he even fucking touches him, to be honest with you. I could be wrong. And Morgan Gibbs White goes down like a fucking theatre actress most of the time anyway. But at the end of the day, he was clever at doing it because you saw him. As soon as he went down, he looked up at the ref straight away, rolling about the gaff, and he just like...
I
He's
feel
sick,
sorry for
mate.
It's
He's
Phillips.
gone for a
stupid,
shower.
though. Ben's touched on it. He's been booked, and then he's went and done that where it is. You have got a high chance of it being a foul.
For me,
and
though,
being a yellow.
part of the reason I
Why
like
has he
Phillips,
done that though?
because I like Phillips because he will go for those sort of challenges. I like the
Yeah,
fact
but
that
not-
he wants to win as many balls as he can. And
Yeah, but he's just been booked.
But again,
Don't
if
do
he
anything
could,
to endanger your team of being a man's shot.
but
Is how I
I
would
think
want it.
for me, I
'Cause
wouldn't want him.
It wasn't exactly like that they were going to go down the pitch and score. You still had men going back to cover.
Problem is, best part of his game is the fact that as soon as he sees someone to book, he will go for it. He's like a fucking terrier. If he gets a yellow, I don't want him being. It's part of, for me, it's one of the best things I like watching him do is control the middle of the pitch and get the ball. If him getting a yellow is just going to make him wet-wristed and half try, I wouldn't want him on the pitch, Gav. Yes, it was right in front of the ref, but the problem is for him to get sent off for something like that, and the ref knows it's a red card's a pivotal point in the game. It's a game-changing moment, and you've gone and given it over a limp dick challenge, and I don't know.
By the way, as well, though, this isn't the first time in January this has happened because it happened to Sheffield United with Kufel with a second yellow. It was never a second yellow. So, like, it's just not the first time. And they're both.
And there's probably been
they
others for other teams
They
that
are
we've
nigh
missed.
on. Yeah,
but-
the only reason I'm thinking of that, mate, is in the last 4 weeks. It's like
Yeah,
That one where Kufal looks like he's going to thing him and then moves out the way and he goes down as if he's flipped his ankles, and that's been given a second yellow as well. So maybe that is a second yellow. Maybe I'm looking at basketball and that's my sport now.
For me, what we were told at the beginning of the season is that we were going to get consistency out of
more
refs.
More contact.
It's been a load of
yellows.
fucking shit.
That lasted long.
I like us being a physical team, right? Because I like it when it comes to, I love the defensive side of it. But I hate it with the fact that we get told we're getting more physical refs, and it's a load of fucking bollocks, mate. What physicality have we got now? Like you said, a shoulder to shoulder with Saka got given us a foul. How? Shoulder to shoulder, it's fair play. Like, and this, I've kicked you in the toes, so you're going to do a somersault and a flip, and you know what I mean? If he'd done that pose at the end to show that he'd done a gymnastic fucking thing, I wouldn't have been surprised, man.
Do I agree with it being a yellow? It is light, but the way I've done this throughout the whole time we've done this podcast is in the eyes of the law, of what referees seem to do a reoccurring thing, it is a yellow, because those have been given. Is why I believe it is a yellow. Do I think it's light touch? Yeah. Do I agree with Morgan Gibbs White rolling around the fucking floor? No, not at all, because I don't like when Arsenal players fucking do it. Saka, Jesus, Martinelli, fucking Fabio Vieira, they all seem to do it. I don't like that.
It's just easier.
Thanks for your input.
Well, apart from Saliba.
Anyway, so, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with them rolling about. Do I think it's a yellow personally? No. Do I think it's a yellow in the eyes of what's went on this season and past seasons? Yes. Because they have been given. I think it's just stupid for Calvin Phillips to go and do that right after being
go on to it though as well. I don't know, the first goal. I mean, talking about Zuma had a terrible game of Sada Aged, right? But just to go in, I think they scored in the 45th minute. If you actually watch all of the chances up to that point, we've got 6 minutes in the box. So went up with attacking lineup, but still sat back. So no pressure at all whatsoever. And as well, Aged's been turned, as in spun, by that Awani boy. Unreal.
He's good.
He's good, but he shouldn't be turning anyone, like spinning them. Like, he's built like a shipwreck ass.
He's quite agile for being a big boy.
You say that though, Hudson-Odoi seemed to get loads of luck down the left-hand wing as well. He cut from what I saw from the highlights. He looked basically unchallenged up the left.
Yeah, but to be fair, we didn't have a right back on at the time. Well,
no,
so we did.
But you're right. I just genuinely think it's the starting 11 we see, but it's the same old Moisey.
I don't think there's much of an argument to say we'll probably be in the bottom half by next week. I think 1 point separates us from 12th, I think, or 11th or something. And we're not. We got Brentford, so I don't think we're going to beat Brentford. To be honest with you. Go into Moyes in a bit if that's all right, but I'd like to just skip on to City if that's all right. By the way, good point from Forrest. I'll give them that. They tore us apart, but they can do, because when you sit in your own penalty area, what do you expect?
3 points.